Welcome to the video, guys. I want to show you how to make 2024 the best year of your life. Not only achieving your goal, but having fulfillment doing so. My name is Mike Chabot, and I'm a coach for CEO and entrepreneur, and I help them to take their life to the next level. So there's a study that says that only 9% of the people that set up New Year resolution or New Year goal actually achieve it. So one of the first things that I like to do with my client is to know where they are and where they want to go and how we can bridge the gap. And how are we going to do that? Basically, we need to set up goal. And in life, when you set up goal, you need to progress towards them in order to have fulfillment, okay? So I'm going to show you the right way to do it and how do I tell my client and how we set up their year in order to achieve it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to progress, okay? If you have progress towards your goal, you're going to feel way more fulfilled. There's studies showing that day in, day out, okay? And it's growing towards the thing that truly matters to you. So that's why it's important that when you're going to set up those goals, they matter to you. Then we want to do, the second thing is balance, okay? It's not sacrificing completely one area of life for growth in another. But there's seasons to life. So if you're focused on money and work at the moment, it's normal that you can pay less attention to the other area of your life. It's just not completely sacrificing it, because I see tons of my people and tons of CEO that now have money and success, but their relationship is completely been sacrificed and they're unhappy and unfulfilled. You don't want to achieve that level and then have nothing else. So it's important to have some kind of balance and enjoyment. It's important to enjoy each day as its own and not only as a means to an end. And I've seen this through my career, because before I was a fitness trainer, and the people that really were only focused on achieving their physical goal, as soon as they achieve it, they were bored and they were falling off, okay? And the people that treat it like a lifestyle and enjoy every day, so they enjoy the nutrition, they enjoy what they do, and they enjoy the goal too, that's the people that stay on track for years into their goals. So you want to apply the same type of discipline into your life and with your goal. And in this video, I'm going to break this way of life, this 2024, into three simple methods, okay? The first one is the 4 pillars of fulfillment. The second one is the 12-month trials. And the third one is the ultimate routine. For the 4 pillars of fulfillment, that exercise, I like to have all my clients do it at the beginning, because the important is to see visually on the paper or when you're writing it or on the computer where you're at and where you want to go and how to bridge the gap, okay? So it's very important. What I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna draw a circle so we can visually have where we are, and then it's way easier for us when we break it down into that those 4 pillars to see what goals do we wanna achieve. You can do it for a 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, but what we're gonna do now is gonna be for the 1 year. I'm gonna show you how I did for my goal. I'm gonna share my practice, and now let's get started. So you're gonna divide this circle, okay? You're gonna do a circle and you're gonna divide it in 4. So here we're gonna have happiness, okay? So happiness. This one is gonna be health. This one is gonna be wealth or career.
Right.
Whatever you want. And this one is gonna be relationship. Damn it, I made a mistake. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna divide all of them into 3, okay? Except the happiness. And then what you wanna have is, it's gonna be mind, body, and soul. And I'm gonna show you what it gives at the end, okay? So, for the relationship, we're gonna have romance, friend, family. For the wealth, we're gonna have purpose, money, and growth. For health, we're gonna have soul, body, and mind. So soul is spiritually, how do you feel? Body is your physique and your health. Like, are you energized? When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Mind is how you feel intellectually, like how you feel on a daily basis. Romance is if you have a partnership, or if you don't have, how do you feel, what you want to manifest, attract, your friendship, your family, then your purpose, how do you feel purposeful in terms of money and growth. You can do that on a 1 year scale, you can do that on a 5 year scale, on a 10 year scale. of how you feel right now, because it's important to know where we start and if we want to know where we go, okay? And you're going to be way happier in your life if you feel like you're progressing towards your goal. And I add one more thing, and it's the impact, okay? One last thing I do is I add what impact I want to have in the world, okay? So I'm going to share with you, and as you can see the number, okay, purpose, I was on 5 because I was helping a lot of clients. Life was good, the business was good in terms of how I felt, but I felt like I could accomplish way more. That's why now I'm doing YouTube. That's why I'm doing different things, because I want to have more impact. And when I have impact on the world and I help more people, I feel like that's my purpose. So that's a way to find your purpose, is like what impact you want to have, what you want to do, and how it's going to make you feel. In terms of money, last year was not my best year in terms of money. So because I started something new and I dropped some income that I had, I went lower than the previous year in terms of money. So obviously I put a 3 because this year I want to focus into all my goals and this new career. I took 1 year of learning period. So I called myself a 3. So if I put 3, I know it's going to be one of the aspects I really want to work. And then growth, last year I did so many things. I invested close to $200,000 in my personal development and all that stuff. So I felt like in terms of growth business, and I learned a lot in the new business, like I felt like 8 was where I was at. And now it's time to apply a lot of that knowledge. Mine, I felt like I was in the middle. Body, I was a 7 because I didn't reach my goals. So it tells me that I'm good, but I still have room for improvement. Soul, I felt like I was pretty like spiritually, I did everything I could. I did a lot of journey. I did a lot of self-reflection. I want to keep that habit, but it's one of the buckets that I worked a lot on. Happiness in general, I'll put a note. So I was 6, and normally it's because it's not all the aspects that are fulfilled. So the biggest category for me was money, purpose, and friendship. I felt a little lonely, like I was in Miami, guys. I had an amazing girlfriend. I was at home. I was helping clients. I was doing a lot of things, but I felt like I was not having so much of a social life. All my best friends are back home in Canada. So when I want to improve those aspects, what I ask my client is to ask better questions. So it's like, how can I improve my friendship? Okay, maybe I schedule once a week or twice a week, I'm gonna see some friends. So now since the beginning of the year, I already went on 4 activity with my friend, dinner, lunch, went to the beach. So I make sure that my social bucket, in order to fulfill my soul, is met, okay? And that's very important. And that's how you're gonna ask better question. You need to be specific. We're gonna see in the next category, in the next section of the video, how to set up goals and how to make sure we achieve them. And one thing that you need to know is, how can I make the money better? And by saying how, you can come up with different strategy, different answer, and you can keep saying how. So how I'm gonna improve this? How can I make more money? How can I start a side hustle? Whatever it is, you wanna ask more question, and that's how you're gonna come up with better answer. And you need to find, once you find those things, so let's say for me, I'm gonna say I wanna weigh 180 pounds, I wanna go to the gym 4 times a week, I wanna do more cold plunge, more sauna, because I have all those stuff at my house. Then you need to bring an elevated emotion. So you combine the goal plus elevated emotion to make sure that you're attracted towards your goal, that you wanna do them. Because as you might know, only 9% of people that actually put New Year's resolution or goals are achieving them. Most of people, they just set up the goal and then they don't attach any meaning to the goal. They don't put any emotion towards the goal. So why do you want to achieve that? How is it going to make you feel when you achieve that? So it's very important that you attach an elevated emotion, okay? Like, why do I want to be 180 pounds? Why do I want to feel like that? Like for me, I want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to feel good when I look myself in the mirror. I want to feel proud. I want to lead by example because I'm going to have a daughter. I want to make sure that I'm the man that's going to lead by example also for my clients. So when I'm healthy, when I'm living the life, it's inspiring for people. So all those emotions, it's very important to attach them to every goal that you're gonna have. And even if it's a material goal, it's important to have an emotion that you're gonna relate to it. Now that we've seen the 4 pillars of fulfillment, okay? And we see which area need improvement and which area we really wanna focus on this year, it's important to know how we're gonna set up those goals. It's important to know what's gonna be the goal, and it's important to achieve them and make progress towards them, okay? And guys, there's a study that show that people that set up goal are more happy, driven, and have more growth because you know where you're going. Imagine that you're trying to go from Miami to Fort Lauderdale and you don't put a GPS and you don't know where you're going. The likelihood of you achieving that destination is very small and you might not take the fastest road to it. So it's very important to know where you are, where you want to go, and how can we achieve it. And yes, let's say from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, there's multiple roads that you can take in order to achieve it, but it's important to know where we're going. So another studies show that writing them down also improves your chance of achieving it. And not only writing them down, it's really important that you see your goal on a daily or at least on a weekly. So you want to track them. You want to make sure where you are for your goals. And have a coach or a mentor or an accountability partner, if you cannot afford a coach right now, is the best way to stay on track with your goal. Now, the second part, I called it the 12-month triumph, okay? And it's visualizing success and goal mastery. For myself, I do what I call a mind movie. A lot of people do a vision board. You can just imagine it yourself. Like I said, writing it down is the best way to make sure you achieve it. I know that my girl started to do mind movie, but she's always been big on vision board with image and with all that stuff. So why do we do those things? Because we want to be excited for a goal. We want to feel like, what would you like to celebrate at the end of the year? Let's say now we're January. What would you like to celebrate in December or January next year? And you can do the same approach if you do a 5-year goal or a 10-year goal. Where would you want to see yourself? Who is that version of yourself? And that is a way to set up your goal and know which goal are good to you. So let's say I see myself at the end of the year. I focus, I meditate, I visualize. Who is that version that I want to become? How much money does he make? How does he look? How do I feel? The friendship, the environment, the people around me. And based on that version of myself, then I can make a list of what do I need to accomplish in order to meet and materialize that person, okay? So let's say right now I'm making 100,000 and I want to go to 200,000. What am I missing? And the question is, how can I make more money? How can I double? How can I do a side hustle? Or let's say I'm working for someone and I want to go, I want to have my own business and I want to make 50,000 with that business on the first year. Then I'm going to select the business and I'm going to do a plan and we're going to see how we can break it down. But it's important to see who is that version, what does it look like, and then set up all your goals based on the different pillars that I was telling you before, the 4 pillars. Based on those pillars, set up all your goals. And you've probably seen that before. This is nothing new, but the smart way of setting goal, okay? So it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based or time-bound. So specific, it's like, I want to be in shape. Good. What does it mean to be in shape? Like, do I want to weigh 175? Do I want to weigh 180? Maybe I have some picture of people that I really like their physique and I want to compare where I'm at right now. So I'll take picture through the year, but I want to compare where am I right now and where I'm going to be at the end of the year. And make sure it's measurable. So let's say right now I'm 167. My goal is 175 to 180. Me, because I've been a trainer for so many years, I know exactly how, and I have a picture of myself at peak shape and I want to achieve that shape. And I know that normally it should be around 180, but I'm not specifically based on that weight. It's more how I look in the mirror. That's why I have the picture, because I can measure my progress and also how I feel. So in my health goal, I had other stuff. I wanted to train 4 times a week. I wanted to stretch and be more flexible. So that's also measurable. So how flexible I want to be. And then I make sure that I'll stretch daily in order to achieve that goal, or weekly, or whatever I need in order to achieve that goal. I want to take supplement daily. So this is very measurable. Which supplement I want to take. Then I have a list of supplement, and I want to do more cold plunge. So cold plunge every day for 2 or 3 minutes. I want to do sauna every day, sauna red light therapy for 10 minutes. And I want to do a meditation. I put 20 minutes daily, and breath work is a breath work exercise of 10 minutes. Why is it relevant to my goal? All of that is relevant for being more mentally aware, better health, better mental health, and better spirituality. So you want to make sure that everything is relevant, achievable, time-based. And like I said, if right now you're making 100,000, don't go with $1 million in 1 year. Like, we often overestimate what we can do in 1 year and underestimate 10 years of progress, okay? You're not rushed. You have your whole life. And some people had nothing at 40, nothing at 50, and then they became millionaire and billionaire. Like, whatever your goal is, once you start setting it up the right way and you work for it, don't be rushed. Just put the intention, have elevated emotion like I was saying, and have the right goal that you can measure, track, and feel progress and feel fulfilled, because every day you're enjoying the process. And I can tell you, I'll share a story with you. Last year, when I started the new business, because I was making a lot of money before, okay, I was making in the higher 6-figure in my life. When I started that new business, I was like, with all the experience, I can at least make the same money, or I can make $1 million. And then, you know, sometime in life happened. My girl got pregnant. There's a lot of things. I invested a lot of money to be in the Platinum Tony Robbins group. So I did a lot of mental stuff like ibogaine, and it was too much. The first 6 months, I set up way too much thing. And my main goal was business. And the things that I did were not 100% business. So at the middle of the year, I was failing in business and I was overachieving in all the other pillars of my life. And then I lost my purpose. I lost my fulfillment. I needed to go back and set up new goal and try a different approach. So this year, I set up the goal a little differently, and I changed my whole routine to be based on the specific goal, because I prioritize my goal also in which are the essential, the most important, and the thing that I would like to achieve. And you're going to pick, and then there's seasons to life. 1 year, you might be working a little more. The next year, you might be focused more into relationship, family, and different stuff. So it's important to know which season are you at. When I was talking about being balanced at the beginning of the video, it's not necessarily that you want your life to be like 25, 25, 25, 25, but don't sacrifice everything for money and forget about the relationship and all the rest. Still see your friend. You might not see them 4 or 5 times a week. You might spend one evening with your friend, quality time, but you're still keeping that social life and you're still keeping a certain balance into your goals, okay? So that's super important. And the best way to do it, okay, is to have elevated emotion and know why you want to achieve that goal and why is that goal important for you. Because you're going to need to be enjoying every step along the way. You need to write them down and you need to know why it's important to me. And that was one thing for me last year that with the new business that I didn't enjoy, because 80% of my days was doing things that I didn't enjoy. And 20% of my day was doing things that I enjoy, which was coaching clients, seeing progress, doing all that thing. So I was so focused on the task that I needed to do every day that I didn't enjoy it, because my only goal was like, I want to help, let's say 500 clients. I want to make that much money. I want to do this. I want to have that impact, that I forgot to enjoy on a daily basis. And after a little while, it was draining mentally, because I was like, damn, I'm only doing things that I don't enjoy. Why am I doing that business? And I was like, dude, I still want to coach. And I had all those questions. So it's important that you enjoy the process daily. Like for me, being on eating healthy, going to the gym, doing all those things, it's a habit. I enjoy it. It's not a sacrifice for me. So I needed to find a way to make the same shift in work. And now I start my day and I set up like the day, I set it up like achieving something. So today, the most important thing for me is recording that video and having an impact. Then I have a to-do list and it's like a game. I gamify the process, okay? That's one thing that you can do, gamifying the process. So having a to-do list that you check, and then it's gonna like give you reward and an instant gratification of okay, this is done, and it's going to keep you in the Zen mode. And when you do your task, one tip I can give you is to time the amount of time that you have for that specific task. So let's say recording the video, editing the video needs to take 2 hours. And there's a study that proves that whatever time that you say you're going to spend on a task is the time that you actually going to do it. So if you give yourselves too much time, you're going to end up wasting time in your day, and you're not going to be productive. You're just going to be busy. And the last category of today, the last tip, is the ultimate routine, okay? A lot of my clients and a lot of people ask me, what is your routine? What is your morning routine? And I have a podcast that I have a lot of millionaire and a lot of successful people on the podcast, and I love to ask them about their routine. And everybody kind of have a little bit of different stuff, but everybody has a routine where they prioritize their health and themselves and their mental health, and they grow every day. That's one very important thing. And then they have a block of time every day that is reserved for work, or at least 5 times a week, depending on where you are in your life and which season. So you might be working 5 days a week or 7. But if you do 7, you want to make sure you have some block of social life. So the ultimate routine is designing your week for peak performance, okay? And what does it look like? Last year, what I was doing, and I've been successful my whole life doing that routine, is I was doing me time, okay? So I was prioritizing Mike. So when I was waking up, it was meditation, cold plunge, sauna, gratitude journal, meditation, and a specific type of meditation that's called out of body, or TM, so transcendental meditation, which is out of body experience, or getting my body so relaxed. And I was focused on all those activity of feeling good and being relaxed. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to do work in the evening. The only challenge with this specific routine, even though I had a lot of success in the past, is that it was not working anymore, because sometimes there was things coming up in the midday, or meetings, or stuff that I had to do, like urgency or something come up, and I felt like my work was taking the hit, but I was always still doing the routine. So now I switched it. And that's one goal one thing I can tell you is to switch up the routine. Try different routine and find the one that works for you. Now, the routine that I have is based on my ideal day, let's say, or ideal week. How would it look like for you? So for me, I wake up between 6 and 6:30, okay? And then I put a 1 hour of power of what I want to do before I get to the computer, because in that ideal work, I want to have 4 to 5 hours of Zen focus mode for work. Okay, so from 7:30 to 12:30, I want to be completely focused on my work and doing things and being productive. Okay, so in my hour of power, what is meaningful to me? I want to take either a cold plunge, or at least put my face in cold water for my vagus nerve. I want to do red light therapy for at least 10 minutes. I want to be grateful and do a 20-minute meditation. Now I changed the meditation. I don't do a relaxed meditation because I want to crank up my system for my work. So I changed the type of meditation around my ideal day. And I want to cuddle my dog for 5 minutes. So I play with them, I cuddle them, and then I take them for a walk, a 10-minute walk, okay? And all that is like my hour of power. It cranks me up. And then at 7:30, I'm at the computer. And one thing I was not doing before last year is a to-do list. So I know first thing in the morning when I sit down, I know what I'm going to do for the day. I know what are my tasks. Before last year, I was trying to do it this in the morning. So I was waking up. When I was ready for work, I was like, okay, what do I have to do? And then I was making a list. Now the list is ready because I don't want to have to think. I felt like if I have to think, I'm not doing the thing, and I'm actually delaying and or procrastinating. So the best tip I can give you that worked for me is have the list ready. Make the video. Next thing, finish the social media course. Then next thing, record a social media course, or record one section of it, because I might not be able to do it all day. And I'm going to track them into what is the eat the frog, so the most important task of the day. Then the essential task, so the one that needs to be done, and then the important, the rest, that if I have extra time or I finish some task earlier, that I can do. And then in your week, so you want to do it daily and you want to do it weekly. When do you want to have your social interaction? So let's say from Monday to Friday, for me, it's work. 100% work. I'm going to work. And then the rest of the social activity, it comes after. It's not a priority. But on the weekend, Sunday for me are more relaxed. If I want, I can do a block of work. But if I feel like I just want to spend time with my girl or do something, I can take the whole Sunday off. Saturday, I'm going to do a block of work. It's a minimum 3 hour I gave myself. And then I can either see friends or do something else. So it's important to design your week. How would you enjoy your week? What would be your best week, your ideal week? And once all that is done, that's how you're going to break up your goals. So let's say that I want to have a goal of making 100,000 and I'm going to find an industry and I'm like, I want to make 100,000 selling clothing on a TikTok shop, on Amazon. Then I'm going to set up what I need to do and what are activity on a monthly, on a weekly, on a daily. And then that's how you're going to know what is your to-do list. So I hope this helped you guys to figure out how to know your goal, what you want to improve, and how you're going to spend your year. And the last thing I can tell you is 100% of successful people have a coach, a mentor, or at least a group or someone that can help them to structure everything. Okay, guys? So if you need help with that, you can message me, you can comment below, I can help you. Or if you have an accountability partner, I do myself also have a coach, mentors, and accountability partner because I want to make sure that I stay on my stuff. And trust me, when you have one of your friends that is very successful, that you have a call every week with him and he's like, how was your week? What did you progress? And how's everything? You don't want to come up to the call and have nothing to say and be like, oh yeah, I chilled all week. What about you? You know, it's going to put some kind of pressure of like, okay, I need to step up my game and I need to achieve it. So I'll see you next week for another video. I hope you have a blessed week.